Ending of the meeting there. Live is live and user error takes over sometimes. And today was user error on me. I thought I was hitting share meeting and I was hitting end meeting. So I apologize for kicking you out of the room. Let's get rolling. I can unblur. I'm not at the whiteboard, so we'll do it like this. We got a lot of glare. So I guess I will re-blur. Okay. Got a lot to cover. Good stuff. I'm excited to cover with you. But listen, this is the leadership locker room, right? This is for people that want to be local leaders. Local leaders means you have a team you are duplicating, right? That's why you're here to lead a local group. And that's exciting because it can free you up. It can multiply. God's math is multiplication, not addition. And as you introduce a few and duplicate a few, they don't stop. They duplicate, and your three turn into 9 or 12 or 15, and you only introduce the three, right? But it doesn't just happen. It always does happen if done properly. It never fails. It never fails if done properly. It doesn't always multiply as fast as we'd like, but it also doesn't stop even if you try to stop it. That's the beautiful thing about this business is once it's going, you cannot stop it. All right. Much like I ended the room and closed the growth of the meeting, you can't stop the growth of the business once it's growing. I mean, you could by putting poison in the stream, but all in all, it continues to multiply. A good business continues to multiply. So your role then is to get that addition started and then do the right things to create the multiplication, right? So that's what, as local leaders, our responsibility is. So I'm going to say this. There's a few principles. Number one, we're not just building sales, right? We're building an impact. We're not just recruiting a few, we're multiplying a team, right? That's how we want to look at this. So, in order to do so, you need local leaders, right? As we talk about all the time. But there's something I want to share with you. It's called, I just heard this over the weekend, and I'm just going to apply it to this. It's called the farmer mindset or the hunter's mindset. Now, we've talked about being farmers and planting seeds and all that many times. But the hunter mindset versus the farming mindset from this perspective is a farmer does something over and over, plant seeds, plant seeds, plant seeds, keeps doing their part, tending to the soil, and knows that over time they'll have a harvest, right? Absent of some catastrophe, there's going to be harvest. A hunter, on the other hand, needs food today, right? They're not looking for something that they can do that may feed them 8 months from now. They may do some tracking and they may do some things to try to get a meal tomorrow. Maybe they'll watch some tracks. Maybe they'll put out some bait. Maybe they'll set a trap. They'll do something. They may move their territory where they're hunting based on the season, based on if there's rain or not, based on if it's evening or daytime. If you've ever been a hunter, you know the evenings is a different hunting and the mornings is different than the afternoons, right? And fishing, there's, before sunrise fishing and there's after sunrise fishing. And it's the hunter's mindset is adjustable, but they're looking for results now. Well, leadership, for you to be a DAC leader, you actually have to employ both. You have to have the farming mindset because you have to do the diligent toiling over your soil to help your team turn into a harvest in the future. That's the farming activity. And then you also have to be the hunter because you need to get fundings, you need to produce results, you need to find agents now. Now you need to find agents now who want to do this. You don't need 7 months to plant seeds to find if someone wants to be an agent or not. They either want to or they don't, right? It may not be the right time, but you can find out if the right time is for them now or not. And then if they say yes, do they want to be a leader or not? I mean, those are real simple. That's hunting mentality is get out there quick and find out and don't stop seeking, right? Don't stop looking for people who want to be local leaders now or agents now. By the same token, you want to farm your team, build your farm team to put your people into the leadership development, put them into the system, learn the multiplication process so that over time they are also a local leader. They won't be a local leader overnight. You got to farm that. You got to grow that up. But you got to find them now. You got to be looking for them today, right? So some of you don't have a farm team yet of local leaders. That's okay. You just got to start. So you want to employ both mentalities, the farmer and the hunter, right? So how are you doing that each day? I'm going to give you a couple steps. I wrote these down after hearing this concept. I thought I like that because it's produce now, but it's also prepare for later, right? Produce now, but multiply later. Again, God's math is multiplication, not addition. So addition's great, one client at a time, one agent at a time. Multiplication is duplicating the right way. All right. So right now, I want you to imagine a US map. I was at a church in East Lansing. Went up to church with my daughter, Kailani, yesterday. Got to go through an order, sorry. And Michaela went with as well, and Marlo, and the four of us went to see our daughter at East Lansing. And we went to church with her in the morning. And they're part of a group called SALT organization, and they open up churches on campuses. So they've got this US map. And it took me back to 1991 when in 1991 I walked into a training center for my own home-based business, and they had a US map on the wall and there were push pins in it. And they said every one of those push pins has a local leader for our company. So if you know anyone in that town, they're doing meetings there, they're doing trainings, you can invite your friends and they can go to that local training center in that town. I was like, and I looked at all these flags. And then they said, now your goal is to have one of those flags yourself because every local leader makes about 10 grand per market. And so if you want to make $10,000 a month, you need just one market that you're the local leader in, and you'll be making 10 grand a month. Now, the cool thing is if you duplicate and have two markets or three, and you have your flag on many cities up there, you're making 5 to 10 grand a market in overrides, even if you're not there. So if you had 10 markets on that map, you'd be making 40 or 50 grand a month. So you need to have one yourself. You need to know how to lead a local market before you can duplicate someone else. But do you want to lead a local market? And I know a lot of people looked at that map and thought, oh, that's cool. I looked at it and I saw, look at all the places where there's not a push pin right now. Look at all the territories that don't have a local leader that I could literally open and override. And it was an opportunity for me. So I want you to picture a local map, and I want you to picture how many cities on that, not local map, the United States, how many cities in the United States do you have a flag in right now saying, I got a local leader in that town? Not an agent, someone who might be an agent today, but choosing to be a local leader. Great, that's good. They don't have to be local leaders yet, but they have to be electing themselves to be a local leader. You can't do that. They got to tell you they want to be a local leader. So as we're sitting in this church yesterday, I didn't know this, but it happened to be the young pastor who was speaking is only 29 years old. He said, "This is my last time speaking in this church as a pastor on staff. I'll be leaving today." And he had a shirt on that said Texas, Northern Texas, some team. Now we're at Michigan State University, right? And he's wearing a Northern Texas shirt. And he says, "This is my last one because I'm going to Northern Texas and we're doing a church plant in Northern Texas University. And I've been here since this church opened. There were 13 of us, and this place was packed, right? I mean, packed. And most of the people were under 30. And there were some families there, but I gotta say, I was probably one of the oldest people in the building at 57, right? And there were probably 300 people, 400, maybe 500. Actually, there was probably about 1,000 watching. There's 70 rows on both sides, and it was full to the back. So thinking about it's probably 700 people. And they started with a handful. But he said, I'm leaving. And this would be my last time speaking. I'm like, wow, that's good for you. I'm glad I get to hear. And he talked about Joshua and Joshua's last speech before he passes away, that he's passing the torch on to the Israelites. And I'm like, what a great ending. I'm glad I got to witness this. And he goes, I'm going to have the people that are moving with me to Northern Texas come up because we're doing a church plant there. And four other couples came up on the stage. It was he and his wife and four other couples. So there were 10 of them. Like, wow, he's got people going with him. That's awesome. He's got 10 of them. And then he goes, and now we're going to have these are all the people on staff that are going. And now I want all the volunteers who've decided to pick up and move to Northern Texas as a volunteer, and they're going to get a job there. And these are all college age people, right? Or shortly out of college. They're going to work there. They're going to start there, but they want to be a part of this mission of opening this church in Northern Texas and continuing the Salt Dot Company movement mission throughout North America. And that thing filled up There were over 40 people standing in front of the church, all of them under 25, all of them saying, we're going as volunteers, we're picking up and moving. And I thought, look at that movement. What a movement. What a movement. So I walked out into the lobby and I saw the US map on the wall of all those flags, and it showed all the places with already open, and then there was an orange flag where they're opening and a green flag where they're just open. And my daughter Michaela looks at it, she goes, oh wow, there's one in Arizona, but it's not in Phoenix. It's where I go, I want to see how I can participate in that. And someone else says, oh, my other daughter says, yeah, I want to take a more active role, because a lot of those people who are leaving were the leaders. They're the ones who helped create what is here, and those 30 people, they're the ones who I'm going to have to step up. I'm going to have to step up locally. Think about that. That's our business, guys. That's the calendar. That's the map I saw in 1991. And I said, I had 3 facilities, 3 leases within a year, 3 flags on that map within a year, where I had local meetings every day during the week, every evening, well, Tuesday, Thursday evenings, and Saturdays. Every week was just something going on every day but Sunday in our training facilities. And we had 3 of them going within a year, and they all cost a lot of money and needed volunteers and needed desk holders and needed full-timers and needed part-timers. And I say all that only to say, guys, when you paint the picture, why does my daughter, one of them, want to be active in Phoenix? Because she sees the movement. Why does the other one want to step up in East Lansing? Because she sees the movement, how this is spreading and how all those people are committed to the movement. Guys, that's what you're building. You're building the same thing. I understand it's not for eternity, it's a different product, but you're marketing business ownership. You're marketing proven system. You're marketing everything to gain and nothing to lose. You're marketing duplication of a proven system. You're marketing business funding for business owners. You're marketing a system that can grow someone up from being an agent where they can write their own check today to make multiple 5-figure checks. Overrides. Each city should be a 5-figure override for you per month. So if you have Milwaukee, that should be 5 to 10 grand a month for you. If you have some other city, and you name it, near Milwaukee, then that should be another 5 to 10. Over time, you're going to have 10 grand per month coming in overrides. It's only 100 fundings, actually about 50 to 100 fundings per month out of that facility, about 10 to 15 to 10 to 20 a week. And boom, you're making that 10 grand. And that facility doesn't have to have fixed costs. It can be a local spiritual movement. It can be people working in their homes. It doesn't have to be in a facility. If someone wants to open a facility, they can. Training center type thing with a lot of meetings, they can do that. But we don't make that part of our program, because I had a lot of leases and it was a big exposure, high risk to my family to have 5-year leases, 3 of them, right? And it's 8,000 a month each. And so now you got 5-year leases at that. That's a huge exposure. And I would never ask that of it. I was put a lot of weight on my shoulders. As that grew, I started feeling the weight. I didn't want to open any more facilities. I wanted other markets in other people's facilities. So I'd be, okay, there's a flag in Phoenix, Arizona. Someone else has already got a training center. I'm going to get desks in that place. I'm going to have a bunch of full-timers working in that facility. They don't have to sign a lease. They can be month to month to month to month, and they can work out of that facility. Yeah, you can still be a local leader. You can volunteer. You can help, but you don't have to take all the risk. And you'll be helping that local leader who took all the risk to offset the risk. So that became my model, because I didn't want the weight that was on my shoulders on anyone else's. Well, that's why we do what we do today. So how are you? Imagine right now your map. How many flags can you put in the US right now with a local leader? And I want you to pick a US map, and we're going to start visualizing this. We're going to start showing this, where if we get a volunteer to say, I want to be a local leader for Akron, Ohio. I want to be a local leader for Milford, Michigan. I'm a local leader for this time and this time and this time and this time and this time. I'm leading this market. And you start doing local meetings there. You start doing local trainings there. You start leading it up for your team, and other people will start coming too. So we're working on this co-op model a little bit more, because it's how I built and expanded. It's how every company I've owned built and expanded. Now, in the Zoom world, you can do it. Your meeting can be on Zoom. You could have a Tuesday at 7 o'clock meeting just with your own link that you send out to your team. And that's something. You don't have to sign a lease. You can do all the same thing. Now, there's nothing like belly to belly meeting. There's nothing like if all you were in my office where I am right now, if we were sitting at the conference table, when Tyler comes and works here, and McGuire's working here, Mikala's working here, Morgan's working here, Sharon's working here, Wade's working here, Brad's working here. When we get the team working here or agents are here, it's energy, man. You just don't want to leave. There's energy. Zoom, we hang up and we all go do our own thing, right? Some go get a sandwich and some go, I got to run to the car wash, and others, I got to make calls, and everyone does different things. But the point is the energy, right? So you can do it, but it's going to take daily huddles. You got to have a daily huddle. So local leaders, I'm at 15 minutes, so I want to move forward quick. Um, Local leaders, you got to raise your hand. You're already here. Raise your hand if you want to be a local leader. Go in the chat bar and put city. Just put the city where you're putting a flag. And you may say, well, I'm not ready to start doing weekly meetings right now, and I'm not ready to start hosting an event at my house. And I'm not saying that. Are you claiming that I am going to be a local leader in a town? What town? List it. List it town. Throw it in the chat. Throw it in the chat. Throw it in the chat. Let's see how many markets we have right now with someone who says they're a local leader. And then we're gonna do some things fun with that over time. Um, Now this is all about this isn't about pressure. This is about vision of once you can lead a market, you can multiply markets, right? The reason that whole group was going to North Texas is because they just had mentored under a group in East Lansing and they built it successfully over several years. So now they're taking a team there. Five of the people that were on staff are going. That's a duplicated group. 30, actually, there's about 40 of the volunteers, 30 something were present. There were some that couldn't be there in this service. And they're all moving down there too. There's a movement of 60 people going to that campus. You think they're going to be a waffled if the attendance is low? You think they're, oh my God, there's only 50 people here. Come on. They're not going to be distracted at all. Some people are distracted by the size of the Zooms. Some people think there's nothing going on if there's not a lot of people on the Zoom. You know how many people are signing up? There's more people signing up in our business every week than attend our Zooms. Now, do we want that culture to move? Yeah, we want you all to do private meetings because you'll have a higher attendance. You start doing your own private meetings, you're gonna have a higher attendance. But don't forget, we're on to Tuesday and Thursday now. I'll be doing Tuesday night's Biz Op overview. McGuire and Nick are doing this Thursdays. Okay. So again, this is a heart commitment. It's not a title. It's your vision. So here's a couple steps. Number one, if you don't already have local leaders, I'm going to give you a couple things you can do in a minute. But before I get to that, remember farmer and hunter, right? You've got to be farming all the time, but you got to be hunting too. You can't let the end of the day go by and not say, I did ABC to help grow my business until you have five local leaders. Until you have five local leaders, it should be every day I'm hunting a little bit. Because until you have enough food to feed the family, you got to collect food every day. Until you have five local leaders growing so that you can, no matter what, have enough income to where finances aren't an issue, until you have five, you should not be done looking for your five. Until you have three starting quarterbacks, you shouldn't be done looking for quarterbacks if you're a football team. Because one injury happens, you got to have two that are capable of starting. And if another injury, you got to have another one. You better have a couple more people. If you played college sports, you'll know the running backs many times because they have to learn so many plays are also trained as quarterbacks. So in case all three quarterbacks are injured or four, the running back could come in and play and know the playbook and at least hand the ball off or run some of the runs. And even if they can't pass, they can still run an offense. They get redundancy. So same things to speak to all of you. You got to keep going in depth. You got to build your depth. So don't stop recruiting personally. Every day you should be looking. I had a meeting this morning. I had a coffee with someone at Starbucks, 9 o'clock, and I was talking to this leader. He's a leader of many things about why he should consider being a leader in DAC part-time because he can't lead. He's already a business owner, already leading up a ministry and doing all kinds of stuff. And I said, this is why you should consider because you could help so many people who come to you, could funnel them into DAC and you could be the source. He already sent me a client email since that meeting this morning. He's already sent me a client to talk about. If you're not done hunting, you're not done hunting. If you are, Well, you are. Whether you should be or not is up to you. You shouldn't be. I don't know anyone who should be done hunting in this company. I don't know anyone because I don't know anyone who's got 10 solid or five solid local leaders that are building with or without them. I don't know anyone who's got that five wide, maybe some deep, but not five wide. I don't know anyone who's got that. Not the way we determine it, right? So they got to be doing the business independent of you. They got to be getting clients without you. They got to be leading the team without you because now they start to multiply and they grow the team, right? Okay. Um, so stay faithful in your daily planting. Your personal conversations matter, your relationships matter. Put them into the system, but be intentional to hunt too. Be intentional about your hunting. Okay. And then farm the duplication process. Write that down. Farm the duplication process, not the recruiting process. Recruiting is not a farming thing, that's a hunting thing. Duplication of leadership, that's a farming thing. That's what we put people into. Okay. Um, Now, if you don't have local leaders, obviously, every time I do this, I'm thinking about people I'm working with individually who are brand new, who want to be local leaders. I'm a local leader. What should I focus on today? And I'm like, I don't know if they're wandering on what they're doing each day or not, or if they know precisely where they should be focused. So, um, until you have five local leaders under you, here's the vision. Imagine this. Imagine this. You do have five local leaders under you. Okay. Picture them on the whiteboard, five local leaders. Each is getting clients, each is supporting agents. Each is building their own small army, right? And they're no longer dragging your team. They're actually lifting it, right? Imagine that. You have five people you've personally enrolled who are doing that. Could you imagine how cool that is? Now, that's only time. Between now and then is just time. But it's time with the right activity attached to it. That's why you're here. So I'm talking as if we're working one-on-one because I want to help you have success. So here's your daily plan until you are there. Okay. Um, this thing printed two-sided. Sorry. Okay, here we go. Every day, you're going to do these three things. Number one, you're going to hunt for fresh leaders and clients. So you're going to reach out to at least five business clients and at least five new potential agents every day. If you're serious about being a local leader, that's a part-time thing. That's 10 conversations a day. That's it. You go, that's a lot, David. Do you want to get out of your job? Do you want to make $250,000 a year? Or do you just want to kind of play around with DAC? This 10 people, 10 conversations a day, put them on your task list, put them on your to-do list, and do it. Or don't say you want to be a local leader. Say, I want to be a passive, part-time engaged agent. That's fine. But a local leader is looking for and building an army, right? So you're going to reach out to five people every single day about funding and five about becoming an agent. You're going to have the servant's heart, but a hunter's focus. Servant's heart, farmer's heart, but hunter's focus, right? You want to serve them, but you're going to find out if they're interested or not. You're looking for the hungry, the coachable, and the responsible ones, as we say all the time. Character over charisma. So, I've heard people say consistency matters, and I think that's great, but I'd rather persistency over consistency. What I mean by that is you can do the same thing real consistently, but if you don't keep doing it, you quit. If you're persistent, even if you're making mistakes, even if you're not consistent, but you're persistent, you keep on going and eventually you got it. How about a combination of both? So you're looking for people with the right character who actually follow through, who are willing to have conversations, who not just say they'll serve, but they actually intend to serve. They don't say they've got a servant heart and then close that client, hammer them in, get them funded so I can get my commission. That's not a servant. It's, hey, if it's the right thing for the client, awesome. I'm glad we could help. Now I'm going to put 100 people like that in front of you. And if 90 of them take the funding, great. If the other 10 didn't, it wasn't for them. It's real simple. I'm going to just put more people in front of you than anybody else. I don't care whether you close them. In fact, I'd prefer you don't close them. I prefer you educate the heck out of them. And if it's the right fit, amen. I brought the right person to the table. That's a servant's mentality. And then a hunter is, now I'm going to find hundreds of them. I'm going to find thousands of them. I'm going to find of that 9 million, I'm going to put more people in this funnel than anyone else in this company. I'm going to have more people people applying at DAC than anyone in the company because I've got a product that can help the business owners. And I'm going to put them in front of here. Wade, don't close them. Brad, don't close them. Help them if you can help them, but don't hammer anybody. Let's help everybody. And I'll put you do that, and I'll put hundreds in front of you every month. That's a farmer's mentality, servant hunter. That's both. And then when he comes to the business, I'm going to put people in this program and I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt that they want to achieve success. And if they want to achieve success, I'm going to invest my time into duplicating them. Right? That's a servant's mentality. And I'm going to find people every day because I know not everybody's going to want the funding and not everyone's going to want this business. So I'm going to do the 3 Ps. We talk about this a lot. Hopefully you've got those committed to memory. I'm going to put them in front of a presentation. I'm going to find out who wants to be a project. Yes, I want to be a local leader. And I'm going to do a game plan with them. The purpose of the presentation is to identify projects to do plans with. And then of the people who do the plans, we put them into the leadership funnel and they go through the system of what it takes to be an onboard agent, right? And then we demonstrate what it's like to be a local leader. And they either do it or they don't. If they don't, oh, it's okay. Then not everyone's going to be a starting quarterback. So then you move to the, you keep moving until you have 5 like that. That's how simple this business is. That's how simple it is. Right? So you're going to reach out to 5 about the funding. You're going to reach about 5 about the business. You're going to be a servant, but you're going to have the hundreds urgency. I have urgency, but I won't talk anyone into doing this business. I want to urgently find out if you're interested or not. Like this gentleman I talked to today, he says, I'm not right now is not the right time for me to pursue the business, but I want you to keep following up with me on that because I'm so busy with other things, but I love it. I love it. And so please follow up with me on it so that we can continue to move this ball, move this needle. Great. Be glad to. Already sent a client over today. Already. But he wants me to follow up them. So and I'm going to farm him. Right. But I needed to know today, are you interested or not? Is now a good time or not? It's not a good time. No problem. Now he's at my follow up and it's time to move to a new person. And then it's a new person and a new person. Right. So this is what we do. And then we find the ones who are doing. You look at Armin down there. Armin's one of my personal relations. He's in the top 10. There's some of you in the top 10. I'm in the top 10 for the first 20 days. But when we look at where we are today, I'm not. How many of you are in the top 10 for recruiters right now? In the addition model, you should be in the top 10 if you're on this list. You should be in that top 10. It should be a lot more than what we have today. All right, to be in the top 10. So we're going to hunt with urgency, but we're going to farm with servanthood. Okay. Follow up with your past conversations, old clients, old agents, old prospects, see how they're doing. Remember that guy told me, hey, follow up. I already put in a reminder to reach out to him in 3 weeks. I'm going to send him. I've also got a reminder in next Monday to send him a video. Okay. So it's just going to slowly follow up. And I already sent him some follow up this morning on what he was talking to me about his business valuation, how to value the business. Already sent him some thoughts on it. Right. So we're both farming each other. Water your shoots. I've got a tree next door. I'll end with this. And by the way, I suggest a daily tracker, but I'll tell you what I have for a daily tracker. I've got it written down here, but there's a house next door they're building. And when they were building it, they had to dig down. So if you walk off my property, you're actually going to fall about 5 feet because I'm on a hill. My street goes down on a hill. So if you're walking off my property toward theirs, you're going downhill. So they cut a retaining wall out. They leveled it. They're building the house a little lower than mine, which is great. But there was a big oak tree there that they had to cut down. And so they cut this tree down, but as they removed dirt, they didn't remove the whole stump. They're about a foot below the ground. But what's interesting is about a foot below the ground, the stump's gone, but there's a bunch of roots sticking straight up from that tree. And you've heard about a taproot before. So you look at that. If you were to come over here and look at this oak tree, it's about, I don't know, 4 feet wide, the diameter. And there's all these roots sticking straight up. Now, my lawn has got a bunch of roots coming up through the grass. All of a sudden I'm cutting the lawn and I see roots sticking out. And my cable wire goes over top of one. I'm like, why in the world is that out? Well, the tree's gone. But the roots, the lateral roots that some of them were spread over my lot, they're all drying up now. So for whatever reason, they're raising up out of the ground. It blows my mind, right? They're not alive anymore in the soil. They're rising up out of the ground. But the point is the tap roots, you've heard of tap roots, go way down. Your job is to spread wide and then the taproot depth for your people. So as you're hunting wide, you're also hunting deep through your farming process. You're looking for who in my group is demonstrating their leader, who in my group is on the top 10. I need to reach out and introduce myself to them and have a conversation and see if how they're multiplying the group, how they taking care of the new agents. What are they doing with new agents to make sure they're duplicated? Are they talking to their warm market? Because most people succeed in their warm market and they don't in their cold market. But once they succeed in their warm market, then they succeed in the cold market. Warm market is people they know. So our goal is to get them to talk to their warm market in the first 2 weeks. And if they do that, the odds of them getting a funding go way up. And then the odds of them getting more fundings goes way up. And if we don't do that, if we let them go to their own, they don't talk to their warm market, they don't get a funding as a whole, usually. And it's rare that they do. They got to have experience in B2B usually. It's a rarity instead of a norm. Where when they talk to their warm market, the norm is they're going to get a funding application. So, what is our job as leaders in our farming? Is to inform them of that. Tend to the soil. Hey, do you know that when you recruit 10 new people, if all 10 of them approach the warm market, you have a high likelihood of many of them are going to get fundings and then they'll stay active and get more fundings and more fundings. But if you leave them to their own, many of those 10 will say, and I'm not talking to anyone I know until I have 100% knowledge on everything, and they don't talk to people. And then they may talk to one or two strangers who don't want to listen to them because I don't even know you. And so then they decide this doesn't work for them. And they didn't even give it a real shot. They didn't follow the training. They didn't talk to the warm market. So your job as the leader, the farmer, is to take and nurture your new agents and let them know how important it is that they're talking to their warm market. You got that? Got it. So hunter mentality, but farmer mentality. You need them both. Hunter is bringing on new prospects now, now. New local leaders now, but it's also looking through your team, okay, to find who down in your team is getting after it. And then farming is putting them into the system to take care of them. Okay, I'm talking about recruiting. Of course, in the agent side, you're putting them into the follow-up system. You're following up, you're planting seeds for if and when they need funding, if and when they need it. All right, simple daily tracker. You should be able to answer this each day. Did I plant 5 seeds today for funding? You should be able to answer it every day, yes or no. Yes, I did. No, I didn't. Now you may say, Dave, 5's too much. I work 70 hours a week. I'm here. I can do 2. Adjust it to you. Adjust it to you. Some of you may go, 5's not enough. I should be able to have 15 new funding conversations a day. I plant 15 funding conversations. So did you plant 5 new client seeds today for funding as a farmer? Did you grow? Minimum 5. You're in phase 1. You're a local leader. 5. Okay. Did you approach 5? You should be able to answer that. Yes, I did. Did I farm at least 3 old seeds? Did I follow up with at least 3 old? So are you doing follow up? And did I approach at least 5 people to be a local leader today? 5 clients, 3 follow ups, 5 leaders. That is a fairly aggressive. I get it. But this is the business we're in, is building an army of agents and impacting clients with funding. That's our business. So that's what our focus. Now that to do those things, to approach 5 clients, to approach 5 people about the business, and to follow up with 3 clients and business owners for that matter, takes about 2 hours, 2.5 hours. That's it. Now you might get on a call that lasts an hour. Hey, no problem, but minimize it. Don't allow someone to just jabber your ear off unless they're really serious. Ask specific questions. Does this sound like something you would pursue if it made sense to you? No, then there's no reason for us to have a dialogue for an hour, right? And you can say that to yourself. No problem. Hey, I got other calls. I got another appointment. The appointment may be with yourself. I got another appointment in 10 minutes, so I got to wrap this up. Or I got another appointment in 3 minutes, so I got to wrap this up. And the appointment is with your to-do list to get these calls out. So 5 clients, 5 agents, 3 follow-ups. Now you're being an active hunter. You've reached out, you've planted seeds on the farming for funding, and you may get some yeses right away. And you're reaching out for local leader recruits, and you're doing your follow-up. That's a daily tracker. That's, we've said refer to a day. That's great. That's a great passive way to do a little bit. 2 a day, 10 in play, follow up, to grow your pay. It's great. This is a hunter farmer intense, more intense. I mean, some of you go 5 is nothing. I'm going to do 15. Go for it. 20, 25, whatever. Do it. So, in closing words, when you're looking out for local leaders, you're asking them if they're interested, number one, helping to lead something. So this gentleman I met with today is a leader. He's not looking to just make a commission being an agent. It's not his wire. His wire is leading people. He leads a ministry, he leads a company. If he were to do DAC, it'd be for one thing, to lead people that he can't hire or lead people that he's helping in his ministry, right? That's be the only reason. My only thing with him approaching was, does he have any interest in being a local leader with us to help move people who need business opportunity into our company and help duplicate them, and also to help clients? That's the only reason I approached him. It wasn't because I want him to become an agent. It's not because I want him to go get a funding or two. It's because I'm looking for local leaders and only local leaders. I'll take agents, of course, but my recruiting conversation is, we're looking for local leaders. We're looking for people who want to lead and develop an army of agents to make an impact in their community with funding. Just like a real estate broker builds an office of a bunch of agents who make an impact in their community with selling homes, we want to do the same thing with funding. I'm only looking for local leaders. Now, we'll have hundreds of agents here, but my responsibility is to identify local leaders. My responsibility and your responsibility is to identify and lead local leaders. So that is what you must say in your presentation, unless you just want agents. But if you get local leaders, don't you get agents? Of course, you got to be an agent, be a local leader. But if you get agents, do you get local leaders? No. No, sometimes. So it's not hard to find people. And I'll end with this. My daughter, Michaela, says, I got to look into the Phoenix thing over. Why? She's moved by the movement. She's moved by the mission. She's moved by the growth of this church movement, this SALT company, this Christian ministry for college students, right? She's moved by it. She wants to participate. She wants to be part of the movement. And my other daughter says, I got to step up because all these leaders are leaving and going to open new markets. She doesn't realize she just got mentored by people that were new to the movement. They were at another town and came to this town, and now they're going to another town. And right, they're all duplicate and spread. Duplicate. It's the Book of Acts, the original network marketing how-to book. It's in the Bible, the Book of Acts, how to spread the church. I mean, what we're talking about right now is biblical, right? Multiplication is God's math. So local leaders, Jesus chose 12. One of them he had to deactivate after a period of time, and then replace, but grew to what we all know today from 12 people he chose. 12 everyday people who all said, yes, I will. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. Okay. So when you do this, you'll attract people who want to do this. So if you and I are neighbors, and I'm saying I'm looking for local leaders, you're either interested or you're not, right? But if you're interested, you're jazzed up about it. Dude, I could be like a franchise and have location after location after location. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I got a neighbor who owns a Culver's, and then another, and then another, and then another. I think he's got 9 now. And every one of them is a headache. It's income producing. It's a great system. It's a great everything, but each one is more headache. You're going to have some headaches with your team. You'll have some headaches you got to, as a leader, deal with, right? But you don't have overhead. You don't have employees. You don't have W-2s. You don't have to track taxes. You don't have to track commission payouts. You don't have to worry about applications for your clients. You don't have to worry about underwriting. You don't have to worry about lender relationships. You don't have to worry about agent support, except how you support them as a leader. All you have to do is fuel the army of builders and go build. It is the most hands-off business there is. Just do it and run. If you get a big client you got to take care of, all of a sudden you got all this extra work, you don't need to worry about that. Our funders take care of that. Our internal team takes care of that. You just got to support your team, your agent base, right? And that frees you up. So, buddy, talking to me about I got this building. Should I sell it? Should I keep renting it out? We're just talking about, well, what could you do with the money if you sold it? What could you invest that into versus the rent you're going to get? What could you invest it into? How much, what could you turn that into? Are there any businesses you'd want to pursue? And all that to say, what can you invest your time into that gives you this return on investment? So him selling that building and saying, well, I don't know that I would do anything differently because I've already got money set aside. So if I brought in a bunch of money from this building, all I would do is put it in an account that I make 12% a year on in my investment. Okay, so you're making 12. If you keep it rented, what are you making? Right? That's a good way to look at it. But if he didn't have a bunch of money set aside, he could say, well, I could take that money, I could buy this and this and this, I could build this and this and this. Opportunity cost, right? There's a bunch of benefits. What benefits do you have around you that produce a higher return? Every business takes effort. Every business takes discipline. Every business takes character. Every business does that. You're tied on to an engine here called DAC. We have one intention, that's to build the largest army of business funding agents out there and modify the way business funding is done and pay more commissions than any other company and give you a system that you can duplicate. So I know I went a little long today, so I'm going to end with this because I do have other meetings myself, as do you. But I want to take any questions or comments from anybody. Picture that map. How many cities do you want? Start being intentional. Have meetings about local leadership, not just want to be an agent. Have meetings about local leadership. Be a local leader, not just, hey, you want to make some extra money outside of what you're doing? I'm not interested in your opinion of my business. My business rocks. I'm interested if you want to be a local leader or not. I don't need your opinion of my business. Someone taught me the opinion script when I was 21. I said, I'm not a liar. I'm not looking for your opinion of my business. I'm looking to know if you want to be a business builder with me. So I'm not going to, hey, I'm open. I'm looking for your opinion. I value and trust you. I'd like to get your opinion. People teach that script. Are you kidding me? No, 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 no. Lead with I love my business. I know where it's going. I'm looking for people who this is the right fit for. You open to checking something out that could help us lead and develop a big movement of agents. That turns people on, the right people. That excites people. I'd like to get your opinion about a business I'm doing. You know what a leader says? Quit scamming me. I'm not scammable. Bye. I'm not interested. You don't want my opinion. You want me in your business. So say that. And then maybe I'll join your business. Let's start being the leaders that people want to follow. Let's do it. Katie, you got your hand up. What do you got, Katie?
So last week I had some tech issues, but gonna do after party again this week, tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night? Okay,
So,
beautiful.
yep, right
Beautiful. And
after we're done.
you're following the DAC slides, right?
Yes.
Beautiful. All right, cool. Thank you,
So,
everybody. Thanks for
and
stepping up and
then
doing that.
I'm doing Biz Op on Wednesday at 6, and then on Saturday at 2.
Beautiful. There you go, guys.
It'll
If you
all go
got
up in the group.
someone, and do you have one that you've done in the past that's recorded anywhere that people can watch?
I do not,
Okay. You're doing
but
as
I
good.
will be recording Wednesday.
Okay, perfect. And then please put that in Facebook that you're doing it. And what city
Yeah.
are you in, Katie?
So I'm doing Shelby, Mansfield, Ashland, and Worcester.
There you go. And those are all Ohio, right?
Yep.
That's a few flags.
So
Boom, 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 boom. Katie's saying
the
I'm
other thing
right.
is,
Go ahead.
um, Christian and I are buying a house and we're going to have some property. So I'm actually going to build a little office training center for anybody in Ohio that wants to come in and do anything.
Love it. Tax write-off, great community builder. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Love it. All right. And by the way, guys, It's okay to build from your home. It's okay to have people in your kitchen, living room, dinner table, sit there and do meetings there and put your laptop, plug it into your TV and do a presentation on the screen. And then also zoom it out for people to see it. It doesn't have to be a collective environment. It doesn't need to be at a hotel or a training center. Okay. Your training center can be a home. Meet where, hey, again, the book of Acts. How did Jesus' church spread? Spread in living rooms. Spread in living rooms. All right. And then eventually buildings. But the church is built in small groups, not in the big building. All right. Any other questions or comments from anybody? I want to go see the chat, see who put in what cities. If you didn't put your city in that you're going to lead, El Paso, love it, rock. Thank you, Hunter Urgency, beautiful farmer servant's heart. Yeah, New York, that is beautiful. Southern Oregon, Central Oregon, home state Hawaii. All right, the junior Kahaloa, I love it. Charlotte, Bergen, go Nick. Eastern Saginaw Valley and Upper Thumb. Oh, you're talking Michigan. I love it. Here to help you. That's a drive away for me. Fill it up. Let's get some rooms going. We're Chicago area, the Garden State, Jacksonville. All right, Northwest Indiana, Chicagoland. Love it, guys. These are places we want to drive to. Alaska, Anchorage. Give me a reason to fly to Alaska. Um, Atlanta, Georgia, go Harlequin. Aurora, Illinois, Fort Lauderdale, Sumter County, Florida, Winnsboro, South Carolina, Interlochen, Florida, West Covina, I think that's California, right, Leo? Greenville, South Carolina, David Banks, you're already doing it, baby, with Wade. He tells me all about your efforts. I love it. Miami and Detroit, all right, McGuire, AJ, Charlotte, beautiful. Fresh Meadows, New York, Shelby, Worcester, Mansfield, Ashland, there's Katie, Arizona, all right, Medford, local leader, Cumberland, Maryland, Indiana, Atlanta. Does payment processor cover CBD? Yeah, we can do CBD. They just have to disclose it. You can't say you're not selling it. You got to tell them you do. Go GM. All right, beautiful. So we've already got some maps. North Carolina, we've got some places on there. And that's all it is. It's all it takes, guys. If you don't want, if you take the role of a local leader, you can build an army, and then you duplicate yourself, and then you can't stop it from growing, and then you'll still be making income. 20 years ago, residual income on business, you deal override income, renewal income, all that from duplicating it. It's not a one-time build. It's a urgency with farming and long-term harvests. Now harvest, later harvest. Email went out today about the LMS. Programmer says they're finally done. We're uploading stuff over the next week to 2 weeks. Then we'll test it with a small group, and then we'll go live with it. Read the email. There's some other updates in there too. We're doing it Tuesday, Thursday now. All right. God bless you all. Let's rock and roll. Stuff to do. Harlequin, just in time as I'm closing up. What do you got, Harlequin?
Yeah, David, on that email that was sent out this morning, the link for the client funding information is not working.
Okay. All right. It's on Facebook. It could be because it's a private video. I tested it, but I'm signed in as the user. So obviously it's bad to do a test if you're signed in because then the link works. So it must be something about the link I had worked because I was a Vimeo admin. So go to the Facebook page. It's on the Facebook page. Unfortunately, I'm not going to send a new email with that out, but it's been put on the Facebook page. So go there and please inform your team. Sorry, guys. So that'll support team. You're going to get a lot of requests for that, obviously. So you can either grab the link from Vimeo and reply to people who send it, or just direct them to the Facebook page. Maybe they'll become a Facebook agent member. And I see the junior Kahaloa. Go ahead. What's your name, by the way?
Hey, how you doing, David? My name is Herman Pualani Kahaloa Jr. Everybody.
All right. All right. Nice to meet you, Herman.
Yeah, good to meet you too. Good to be here, man. I'm thrilled, man. I'm really excited. I appreciate you. I signed up about a week and a half ago or so. Love everything I see. Love the back office. Love the layout. Processes are in place. The systems look really, really good. Yeah, I'm a leader myself. I had a question though about the presentations, and like I know Katie's doing these presentations. I love to be a part, or if you guys are inviting other people, I love to see how each of you are presenting to your groups, because I'm that guy. I like talking.
Amen.
I'm a major networker. I like networking. I'm from the island. That's all we do. We're community. We talk to everyone.
Love it. Love
Right.
it. Yeah. So first of all, welcome aboard. Appreciate
Yes,
you
sir.
stepping up as a leader and being here. The presentation slides, do you know where those are at, by the way,
Yes,
Herman?
sir. Yes, sir. I'm looking
Okay.
at them right now.
So you got those. That's why I asked if she's recorded it, because that's what people want to see, right? They want to, can we see your style so we know who to promote it to? And
Yes, sir.
so if folks, if you have that, it's good. If you do a presentation, record it. And when you put in Facebook, you're doing another one, you could say, here's a sample of my last one and just put a link to it so people can see it. Everyone's following the slides. No one's creating their own slides to add on. So everyone's using the DAC slides. So there's a lot of stuff written on there. It's hard to not say all the stuff that needs to be said. But yeah, you do want to see different styles. So my encouragement is in the Facebook group, as people are doing them, please upload your recordings there. Make sure, of course, you're following the DAC slides. Otherwise, we got to delete them, right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Because not you, I'm talking about everybody, but you as
I
well.
got you.
And then we haven't done this in a while, but we used to have presentation trainings.
Oh,
We'd
yeah.
go through each slide and what to say about each slide. And
Mm.
then everyone would role play in breakout rooms. With Zoom, we can do that now because we can do breakout rooms. So maybe we'll put something in a presentation. How many of you would like that? How many of you would like a presentation training and how to do the presentation, what each section's about? Go ahead and throw a bunch of sevens in if you like that idea. We could schedule maybe we'll do that even on our Monday Zoom.
Yeah, most definitely. I definitely appreciate it just to kind of see the flow, right? The flow
Yeah.
and the processes, when the pauses, when to pause, when to, the
Yeah.
full breakdown. I want the blueprint. So
Amen. Amen.
yes, sir. I appreciate you.
Well,
Thank
you know what? I'm seeing a lot of people say that, so maybe we'll add that to the Monday agenda and do it here because we can go through it, and it may take an hour to do it. It usually takes us an hour because the presentation itself is 20 minutes. With the 4 steps is 30. So to train it usually takes twice as long if you're role playing, but we could do it in an hour, I think.
That would be a great addition as like a refresher, maybe once a month or something like that. Especially when we
Amen.
have people coming in, we can include them in those trainings because they'll probably be lost. Just like I was like, oh, do I just fire off? What do I do?
Yeah, right on, right on. Great point.
Okay,
Great
thank
point.
you.
The LMS will be covering that, by the way. That'll be
Yes,
part of
sir.
the LMS is the leadership development for the people who are in the leadership side. It goes through how to do a game plan, how to do the presentation, how to do a 3-way call, what we're trying to accomplish, what we're doing in the game plan. So I think that'll be helpful too. But
Perfect.
all this is
Until then, just go through the training processes
Yeah.
the best I can until I see videos or until the LMS is ready to run.
You got it. And
Fantastic. I appreciate
who's
you.
your enroller? Who's your enroller, by the way?
My enroller is well, I found funny thing, quick story. I was looking into the MCA, right? I know nothing about it funding. I'm in the real estate wholesaling investing side of things. So major network there. I'm always talking to people, but I want to buy my own businesses. And God opened up a door, said, well, why don't you learn about funding and know what's out there? And I thought, okay, cool. So I went on that rabbit hole. I went down that rabbit hole. I went and vetted out all the different agencies. Crazy thing, I found a video that was doing a review on one of the agencies that I was looking at under Michael Michael. He's
Granados. Michael Granados.
yeah, great guy. Met him. I love him. He's a straight up integrator, systematic guy. I'm different. I'm more of a visionary, so we kind of click, right? Because I'm like, yeah, let's go. He's like, tone it down. Let's dial in the systems. And I'm like, okay, cool. Let's do that. For a little bit. But then when I'm ready to go, I'm gonna go. But nonetheless, I found his video. It was the craziest thing. YouTube he gave me he did a review on one of these other companies, and I was like, oh man, well, I'm going to take a look at this. And when I hit that link, let me tell you what, the whole world opened up to me, and I thought, well, my goodness, this guy, this is for real. They gave you everything for nothing, for the opportunity to do this business for free. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's all I needed. So I'm in here.
Well, you know what? That's proof. First of all, thanks for being the type person who digs and looks. Thank you to Michael for putting that educational video out. We talk about that. It's a valuable thing. Michael's in the top 10 recruiters right now from doing those type educational videos. So we've encouraged people to do similarly about funding, about our business, et cetera, about business education, even how to value a company or how to increase your profit by raising your prices or just anything educational that gets people talking. And by the way, Michael's in Wade Cordell's team. Wade is our business funding pro. So You're working with Michael and Wade and
Oh, good to
that
know.
whole team. So you're in a great lineage there. And with leadership like you have, you could duplicate quickly.
Wait till they get a hold of me. Wait till they get a load of me. I'm a little wild. They're gonna have to.
No. Well, as long as you follow the process, we like wild. We like energetic as long as they're not
Oh,
on the rails, right? As long as you're
I
on the
don't
rails.
mind being on. I don't mind being on stages. I used to teach Zumba for fun. Just yeah. And
Okay.
Island people, we love stages. We love
Well,
so.
you know what? The stage is yours here. Again, just stay on the rails. Just follow the plan and go and bring as much energy as you want and build how many cars can you put behind you on these rails? Nice to have you. And let me pronounce your name again right because I don't want to just call you
All right.
Herman if you like
All right,
going
here's the test. It's Helemana.
Kaloa Jr.
Oh, you got to say it right now. Helemana Pualani Kahaloa Jr.
Hey, what's the way?
I go by Junior.
Helamani?
Helemana
Helamana?
Pualani.
Oh yeah, that got me.
Yeah,
Pualani.
Helemana. Helemana. Yeah, I'll type in the chat real quick.
Yeah, put it in phonetics. Helamani.
Pualani Kahaloa Jr.
Okay.
There you go.
Helamana Pualani Kalaloa Jr.
That's it.
Something. I'm getting close, right?
Yeah, you're getting close. Repetition.
Helamana Pualani Kalaloa.
Yeah,
Pualani.
everybody calls me Junior. Junior Kahaloa.
I'll call you Junior.
Perfect.
I get Lonnie. I can get Lonnie.
Yeah, that just what it means is it's Helemana. It means Herman, and that's Germanic for warrior. Pua means flower. Lani is heaven, and Kahaloa is over and over and over again, everlasting.
Wow. Come on now. That's a
Yes.
name.
Blessed.
The name right there. That's a blessing is right.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, welcome. Glad to have you on the team and thanks for chiming in today. God bless you, everybody. Have a good day.